happy. You look like you have a glow about you, like you're going to have a kid or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, you're glowing.
I'm having a kid.
You're having a boy.
Yes.
Simon Cowell, known for his harsh judgments on talent shows, experienced a significant change when he became a father in February 2014. Observers noticed a certain brightness in him that suggested big news was on the way, and they were correct. Simon was about to welcome his son, Eric Philip Cowell.
By the way, I like that you're both matching in navy.
Oh, thank
It's a good
you.
look. It's a very sweet father.
We're very handsome.
Yeah, very handsome pair.
Yeah.
Eric's arrival transformed Simon's life, making him the focal point of both Simon and his partner, Lauren Silverman's attention. Before we get into the details, understand that the reality of Simon's situation is more startling than expected, and it's not the only thing that will leave you stunned. From the judging panel to parenthood, the arrival of Eric marked a new chapter for Simon. He often expressed how much joy he found in becoming a father. Over time, people began to notice a softer side of Simon, a shift from the serious persona he was known for on television. This change was clearly influenced by his son. They were often seen together in matching Navy outfits, and it was obvious to everyone how close they were. Many people commented on how much they looked alike and how charming they seemed when they were together. Little did they know, this newfound softness was just the surface of a much deeper transformation yet to be unveiled.
Are you going to sit in Daddy's seat today? I think you'd be a really good judge.
I am. Yeah.
Like his father, Eric showed an eagerness to find his own way from a young age. He had a love for creative activities, which hinted at a bright future filled with many possibilities. From the start, Simon was clearly excited about becoming a dad. He was filled with anticipation during Lauren's pregnancy, looking forward to this new chapter in his life with a sense of purpose and excitement. Eric's birth story is both touching and unforgettable. While Simon was in London, busy with his role as a judge on Britain's Got Talent, he received an urgent call from Lauren, who was in New York City. Without wasting any time, he caught the next flight and managed to arrive just 2 hours before Eric was born, standing by Lauren's side during the challenging moments of labor. The name Eric had a special meaning for Simon. He chose it to honor his late father, who had passed away from a heart attack in 1999. Simon had a deep love for his father and wanted to build a similar bond with his own son. The early days with Eric were filled with joy, but also came with a few funny moments. Simon joked about some of the initial challenges of parenthood, like when he playfully offered a pacifier to Lauren to help calm her tears after the birth, showing their shared sense of humor and lighthearted approach to parenting.
By the way, I like that you're both matching in navy.
Oh, thank
It's a good
you.
look. It's a very sweet father.
We're very handsome.
Yeah, very handsome pair.
Yeah.
Eric was an easygoing baby with simple but important needs. He needed to be fed every 3 hours, and if they were a bit late, it often seemed that Lauren was more upset than Eric was. This playful dynamic between them showed how they embraced the ups and downs of being new parents with a lot of humor and fun. But that wasn't the only surprise in Simon's life. Right after Eric's birth, Simon was eager to share the happy news with everyone. He announced the safe arrival of his son to the world, showing a side of him that many had never seen before. A close friend shared how much Simon wanted to create a strong, lasting bond with Eric, much like the relationship he had with his own parents. Known for his tough exterior on television, Simon was now showing a gentler, more affectionate side. Eric's presence didn't just soften Simon, it brought the entire family closer. For years, Simon had been seen as a man who would never settle down. His relationship with Terry Seymour, which ended in 2008, had only confirmed his stance against marriage. However, when Eric was born in 2014, everything began to change. Simon's outlook and priorities shifted over the years. By 2021, during the quiet and reflective time of the pandemic lockdown, Simon decided to propose to Lauren. The time spent together during this period reminded him of how important family truly is. He realized that being close to loved ones was what mattered most, leading him to fully embrace his new family life. But the surprises didn't end there. As Simon prepared for his marriage to Lauren, he also took on the role of stepfather to her first son, Adam Silverman. This act showed how committed Simon was to his growing family and how much he had embraced this new chapter of his life. Adam, who was born in 2006, has always preferred to stay out of the spotlight. Even so, it's clear that he and Simon Cowell share a deep and meaningful connection. In 2018, Adam proudly stood beside Simon when he was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, showing his support for the man who would soon become his stepfather. But the bond between Simon and Adam isn't the only one growing stronger. Eric, Simon's younger son, also shares a close relationship with his older half-brother. Despite the difference in their ages, Eric and Adam have formed a friendship that seems strong and lasting. From the very first time they met, it was obvious that Eric and Adam were meant to be more than just stepbrothers. They spend a lot of time together, especially on family trips to sunny places like Barbados, where they have been seen playing in the ocean in matching swim shorts. These vacations are more than just fun getaways. They help the boys become even closer, turning them into best friends as well as siblings. Back at home, the brothers enjoy the simpler things in life. They love having picnics under the open sky, riding their bikes around the neighborhood, and sharing stories about their daily adventures. These shared moments keep their bond strong and help them grow even closer. When Simon had a serious accident on his electric bike, both Eric and Adam were clearly worried, and their concern for his health brought them closer together as a family. But this wasn't the hardest part. Their relationship has faced some challenges too. When Simon started dating Lauren, who was Adam's mom, things were a bit tense at first.
You were mean in 2013, and now something has happened to you.
Well, we've all changed, haven't we?
No.
How you have.
Well, I have, and you have, but no one else has changed at all.
Adam's dad, Andrew Silverman, was not happy about Simon's involvement with his son. During Andrew and Lauren's divorce, there were reports that Andrew insisted Simon stay away from Adam, threatening a big financial penalty if Simon broke this rule. At that time, Adam was just 7 years old and found himself caught in the middle of all this adult drama. Thankfully, those difficult times are now behind them. These days, Simon and Adam are often seen enjoying time together. Simon, along with Lauren and Eric, divides his time between the United States and the United Kingdom. Eric goes to school in Wimbledon, but it's not clear if Adam lives with them or stays with his dad in the United States. However, Adam is often present at family events in the UK, like a fun day at the Epsom races, where he looks happy and relaxed with his family. Balancing all these family relationships has not always been easy for Simon, but he works hard to manage his duties as a father while keeping up with his other commitments. Fatherhood has changed Simon's life in many ways, especially when it comes to his once very work-focused lifestyle. In an interview in 2022, Simon shared that his life used to be all about work, almost 100% of the time. But after Eric was born, he realized he needed to make changes to create a more balanced life for his son. But the story doesn't end there. In another conversation in 2019, Simon talked about how being a dad has completely changed how he sees the world. He noticed that things that used to bother him no longer seem so important. Fatherhood gave him a new sense of purpose, making him realize that life is not just about yourself, but about your children too. Even Kelly Clarkson, who won the first season of American Idol, has seen these changes in Simon. On her show, she mentioned how fatherhood has shown a softer, more vulnerable side of Simon. Kelly pointed out that becoming a dad made Simon more relatable and down-to-earth, highlighting how much more he values family time now. This change has made Simon not just a more caring father, but also a happier and more balanced person overall, showing how deeply fatherhood has affected both his personal and professional life. But Simon's life was about to change even more, testing his commitment to work and family. The endless encore. While some people might think Simon Cowell is getting ready to retire, the truth is quite different. Even with his long career, where he has judged many talent shows and signed big names like Little Mix and One Direction, Simon shows no signs of slowing down. In a recent interview, he made it clear that he is not planning to take it easy anytime soon. He shared a story about his father, who had to stop working because he had no choice, and Simon feels this is not the case for him. He expressed his strong desire to keep going, showing that he is determined to stay active in the entertainment industry that he has been a big part of for so many years. Simon's decision to keep working can be seen in his many appearances on television and in the media. Over the years, he has not only been a judge on talent shows, but has also taken part in other television programs and movies. He has made guest appearances on famous shows like Top Gear, The Oprah Winfrey Show, and Saturday Night Live. He has also voiced characters in animated shows and movies, including The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Shrek 2.
Are you trying to do my job? Are you? What do I do?
Even with all these different roles, Simon keeps his plans open for the future. But one thing is clear. He is committed to staying active and involved in his work. But this isn't the only change on Simon's mind. One big adjustment he might consider is cutting back on his work hours to spend more time with his son, Eric. This idea marks a shift in what he values most, showing just how much Eric has impacted his life, not just in his job, but in his personal choices too. For example, Eric has helped Simon make better choices for his health. In 2022, Simon shared how Eric played a big part in helping him cut back on smoking. Eric would follow him around, making sure he didn't sneak any cigarettes, and this watchful eye from his son made a big difference in reducing his smoking. By 2023, Simon had quit smoking cigarettes altogether, although he continued to use a vape, which he thought was a safer choice. This was just one part of a larger change in his life. For years, Simon had used cosmetic treatments like Botox and fillers, common in an industry that often focuses on looking perfect. However, Simon decided to stop these treatments after realizing they made him look unnatural. One day when Eric laughed at his changed appearance, Simon knew it was time to embrace a more natural look, heavily influenced by his son's honest reaction. But this wasn't the most surprising part of his transformation. Simon's changes went beyond just appearance and reached into his lifestyle choices.
What's his job?
I am Daddy's job now.
His role as a father has greatly influenced these decisions. He moved from the busy city life of London to the peaceful English countryside, looking for a healthier place for Eric to grow up. In this new environment, Eric has more chances to enjoy the outdoors, much like Simon did when he was young. This shift has given both Simon and Eric a new, fresh perspective on life. Being a father has changed what Simon finds important, helping him find a better balance between work and his personal life. Now in his 60s, Simon is keen to stay fit and active to keep up with his lively son. The move to the countryside is more than just a change of scenery. It shows his dedication to a lifestyle that values health and energy, allowing him to fully participate in Eric's active life. As Simon balanced his career and fatherhood, a new health challenge made him rethink his lifestyle choices. Eating for two. In 2019, Simon Cowell decided to try a vegan diet to improve his health and energy. This choice showed his commitment to staying in good shape, especially after a serious setback in 2020 when he hurt his back badly in an electric bike accident. Even though the injury was painful and caused him to gain some weight, Simon was determined to get better. His biggest motivation was his son Eric, who gave him the strength to push through his recovery. Simon started with a vegan diet but later added lean meats and fresh vegetables, thinking a more balanced diet was better for him. Though he sometimes missed his favorite foods like pizza, which Eric often enjoyed, Simon stayed disciplined with his eating habits. But this wasn't the only challenge Simon faced. While managing his health and diet, Simon and Eric started a fun project together, writing a book. This new activity not only brought them closer, but also helped them explore their creativity together. In 2020, they announced a 7-part book series called Wish Fits. This series introduced young readers to a magical world filled with unique creatures, each one a mix of different animals. There were characters like a dat, a mix between a dog and a cat, and a hippo, a mix between a hippo and a kangaroo. These imaginative creatures came from Eric's love for animals and their combined creative ideas. The Wish Fits series was a fun and creative journey for both Simon and Eric. The idea started from their playful talks about imaginary pets that Eric wanted to have. Encouraged by a friend, they decided to turn these fun ideas into books. But it wasn't just about telling stories. Simon and Eric decided to donate part of the book sales to children's charities, showing Eric's growing kindness and desire to help others. But this wasn't the end of Eric's exciting adventures. Thanks to Simon's influence, Eric's life is filled with luxury and unique opportunities. At a very young age, Eric became the youngest member of the famous Soho House, a private club where celebrities often go to relax. This membership, which costs $11,000, allows Eric to visit any Soho House location around the world. Simon decided to get this membership for Eric after a day during a heat wave when Eric wanted to go swimming, but neither parent was available. Simon made sure his son could enjoy special comforts on his own. As Eric grows, it seems he might follow in Simon's footsteps in the entertainment world. His talent for spotting winners became clear when he joined Simon on the red carpet at America's Got Talent and correctly guessed the season's winner.
Was everything and more. You know what? We took a risk. I wanted to do it.
This showed not only Eric's keen sense of talent, but also his interest in the show, which is something he shares with his father. But this wasn't the biggest surprise. Simon is proud of Eric's abilities and dreams of a future where they could work together as judges on talent shows. However, Eric has other dreams too. He wants to be a performer, especially in a rock band, inspired by his favorite band, Green Day. Simon jokes that judging his son's performance would be his hardest job yet, considering his own reputation as a tough critic. In an interview, Simon Cowell shared that he would rather his son, Eric, not audition for any of the Got Talent shows. Simon truly believes in Eric's talents, but thinks that if Eric is meant to succeed, he should avoid the pressure and stress that come with those kinds of competitions. Simon also mentioned that if Eric did decide to compete, he would prefer to cheer him on from the sidelines rather than be in the spotlight with him. But it seems like Eric's dreams go beyond just being on a talent show. He has big plans to become a rock star one day. From a young age, Eric has shown a strong love for rock music, which has grown into a serious dream. He has impressed many with his skills in judging and drumming, but it's his confidence at public events that really shows he has what it takes. Even though Simon and his partner Lauren usually try to keep Eric away from too much media attention, Eric has still appeared at important events. For example, during the finale of America's Got Talent in September 2022, Eric's calm and confident demeanor showed he felt at home in the spotlight. But this wasn't the most exciting part. Eric's early exposure to the entertainment world, joining his father at shows, has been a joy for Simon. He loves watching Eric's reactions to live performances. In September 2023, Simon even mentioned that Eric's enthusiasm was a good sign that a show was a hit. Being around the entertainment industry has also given Eric the chance to meet other celebrity kids, like when he had a playdate with Bear, the son of singers Cheryl and Liam Payne. Growing up in the world of show business, Eric is learning to find his way just like his dad did. However, Simon is firm that Eric should create his own path.
I'm trying to be serious here. You're tickling me.
I am annoying.
Yeah, you're really right.
Unlike many wealthy parents who might leave big inheritances, Simon believes Eric should earn his own success. Simon thinks this approach teaches important life lessons, like hard work and independence, instead of just handing over money. But this wasn't Simon's only surprising idea. His views on inheritance first came out in 2013 when Lauren was pregnant with Eric. Simon said he would rather leave behind opportunities than wealth, focusing on the importance of hard work over simply giving large amounts of money. Even with these beliefs, Simon doesn't hold back when it comes to celebrating Eric's special moments. For Eric's third birthday, the family threw a big dinosaur-themed party at a fancy hotel in London, which cost about $10,000. By Eric's fifth birthday, they went even bigger with a Greatest Showman theme party that cost around $30,000. These celebrations show how much Simon wants to make every birthday memorable and fun for Eric. But that's not all Simon does as a parent. He believes in a balanced approach to raising Eric, focusing on happiness and health more than just academics. This belief comes from Simon's own difficult time in school and has shaped what he hopes for Eric's education. Looking to the future, Simon has thought about expanding his family. Becoming a dad changed him in ways he didn't expect, bringing back a sense of love and joy. In April 2023, he talked about maybe having more children, though he hasn't made any definite plans. Through all of these family moments and choices, it's clear that Simon values a close and happy family life. He loves spending time with Eric, Lauren, and Lauren's older son, Adam. They have also kept strong friendships with people from Simon's past, like Terry Seymour. This past Easter, the family gathered together in a celebration full of warmth and happiness, showing they are a close-knit family ready for whatever comes next, even if they decide not to grow their family further. Even with Simon's focus on a non-materialistic upbringing, he spares no expense for celebrations. Does this contradict his beliefs on inheritance? Like, comment, and subscribe for more insights and discussions on this topic.